new features in Adobe Photoshop CC 2015. There's actually some big changes in this release, especially if you're a designer, but there's still something new for everyone as well. After you watch this tutorial, don't forget to head over to my website, photoshoptrainingchannel.com, or you can type in my new short URL, ptcvids.com, and read all about the smaller changes not covered in this video. Okay, now let's check out the new features in Adobe Photoshop CC 2015. One new feature that photographers are going to enjoy is the dehaze feature. And I'm going to show you how it works with this image. This is a photograph I took in Costa Rica, and as you can see, it contains a lot of haze. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert it into a smart object. Then I'm going to apply the Camera Raw filter. If you have a RAW file, you can just open up your RAW file directly from Adobe Bridge, and you'll open up Camera Raw, and this is what it looks like. If you click on the FX icon, you'll see this new slider called dehaze. If you click and drag over to the left, you can add haze. If you click and drag to the right, you'll decrease the haze. And I'm going to drag this all the way up to 100. Then I'm going to press OK. Photoshop then goes and removes as much haze as it can. We can actually apply that filter again. So if I go into Filter, Camera Raw Filter, I'm going to try to remove more of that haze. So I'm going to click on the FX icon again and drag this over to the right even further. So maybe right about here. If we go too far, the image might be a little too dark, but that may not work. So I'm actually going to leave that there, and I'm just going to press OK. So if I click on this eye icon next to the smart filter, you'll see the before and the after. As you can see, it's a big difference, and we achieve this result simply by dragging the slider to the right. Another new feature in Camera Raw 9.1 is the addition of the black and white sliders and localized adjustments. Let me show you how those work. I'm going to add yet another Camera Raw filter. And this time I'm going to use the paintbrush tool, and I'm just going to paint in this area here. And you'll see that there is now a black and white adjustment slider on a localized adjustment. So I can play with the black and whites of that particular area, or I can paint on other areas to continue with the black and white adjustments. I'm just going to cancel that because I didn't really want to apply that effect to this particular image, but I did want to bring up those sliders to your attention. In this video, I'm going to show you one of the new features found in Photo Merge, which is the Content Aware checkbox. Let me show you how that works. I'm going to go into File, Automate, Photo Merge, and I'm going to select several images to create a panoramic shot. So I have these photographs here that I took in Costa Rica. I'm going to press OK, and I have my raw files in Photo Merge. The new checkbox is down here, Content Aware Fill Transparent Areas. This means that Photoshop will look at the transparent areas that are created while merging these images and fill it with content aware. I'm going to press OK, and Photoshop is going to analyze the images and create one single panoramic shot. And this is going to take some time because I'm working with high resolution raw files. Okay, Photoshop has completed creating the panoramic shot, and you'll notice that the areas that were filled in with content aware are currently selected. If you look off to the side here, the topmost layer has in parentheses the word merge. That means that Photoshop took all the images that created this panorama, merged it into a layer, and filled in these areas with content aware. That way we have no transparent pixels. And as you can see, Photoshop did a really good job. I'm going to press Control D, Command D on the Mac to deselect, and I'm going to zoom into the image, and you'll see that in pretty much every area, Photoshop did a really good job at generating those pixels. The only place that you might notice that it's not 100% accurate is in the shingles here on top of the roof, and it'd be best if we maybe clone from one of these areas and then just added some of these back in there like so. I'm going to zoom out, and what you can do now is take advantage of another new feature in Photoshop which we looked at earlier, which is the dehaze feature. So I'm going to go into the Camera Raw filter so I can apply Camera Raw as a filter, and I can go into the FX icon and maybe dehaze this image a little bit. That way brings out some of the clouds and water, and maybe come back into my basic adjustments and brighten up those shadows so we can get a little more detail. I'm going to press OK, and now we have our final image.